Hello, this is BlueStar, defender of Equestria, and this is my afterthoughts review of Bottled Up. Beginning of this episode wasn't great, but overall I kind of liked this episode. It was at least kind of fun, and it was just so nice for the main six to actually go on a vacation and not have something horribly go wrong. Yay! It's about time. But yeah, I definitely, the first time I watched this episode, I was like, it's still kind of average. Like, yeah, the beginning portions of this episode are kind of difficult to watch, because it's like, I just want to strangle you, Trixie, which I think was kind of the intent, to be honest. Because, yeah, that's exactly how, Starlight's feeling, and it's understandable, it's like, you ruined my tea cakes, and you just joke about everything, it's like, and it's like, I try to teach you, but you don't listen, and I can definitely understand how a Starlight feels, and it's just like, But of course, she's trying to, it's like, no, don't get mad, it'll be okay, just, it's like, but no, it's like, I still like that line from Fraggle Rock. It's like, you know what? Pretending everything's okay when it isn't is just plain silly. Some things you should be angry at. It was almost sort of the lesson of this episode. It really was more of, just don't bottle up your feelings, tell your friends or whatever how you're feeling. It's like, if they're really your friends, they'll be your friends. They'll stay your friends. You're not going to lose them. That's certainly an understandable feeling. I'm really, really, really angry at this person. I really want to tell them what I think and feel, but if I do, I think I'm going to lose them as a friend. That's obviously, Of course, there's no absolute. Sometimes you should let them have it, and sometimes you should be like, that's really what it's all about, I guess, is figuring out when do you let them have it and when do you hold back. But overall, I like this episode. I mean, the main Six's subplot of sort of like their friendship retreat was an interesting idea. I mean, it was actually kind of in a way nice to actually see them go on this friendship retreat. It's one of those things of where, we see them go off on the friendship retreat, and then we don't see them again until the end of the episode, and then they come back and say, oh, we had a great time, everything's okay, or no, it was a total disaster, or they don't say anything about it at all. But here, we actually got to, go and see this friendship retreat, which I thought was kind of nice. It does honestly feel a little bit like filler, because did we really need to see that? I guess, sort of not really. I think the thing that really made that plot worthwhile was the song, because, I think it's all about the contrast between, Starlight Glimmer, who's having all of these problems, and the main six are actually coming together to solve problems. I think that was actually kind of entertaining a little bit, and it was I just thought that was nice. I mean, I think the song, again, was not great. It was okay. I kind of like it, but definitely is very cliche. In some ways, it's the kind of song that, most adults go, ugh, at, when they look at a show like this, because it's very cliche, it's silly, but it's also kind of nice and all that. But yeah, I don't think this is going to go on, the Many Bronies top 5 list or anything like that. But, again, I think it was really, the thing that made it worthwhile, again, was the contrast between what was going on with Trixie and what was going on with the main six. I did like the whole thing where Trixie ran up the tree. It's almost like a cat trying to run up a tree to avoid a pack of wild dogs. And it's like, these ponies are scary and they're all angry at me. Lol. I do honestly feel bad for Trixie, during this whole thing. It's like, she doesn't understand. I mean, I remember, I like it when I watched it for the first time. I'm like, wait, what? But then a second later, I'm like, oh, I get it. I understand. Unfortunately, Trixie does not understand. She doesn't get it. And honestly, I don't think it's unfair for her to not understand what's going on. It's like, she doesn't have any idea that Starlight Glimmer is angry at her. All she knows is that there's 3 random ponies that she doesn't really even know are all of a sudden all angry at her. And she's just like, why are they angry at me? Oh, I'm scared. And of course, it wouldn't be. I mean, imagine 3 people you don't even know come up to you and just start being like, you're a terrible person, I'm so mad at you. It's like, you'd be scared too. It's like, Starlight, save me! That's pretty much what Trixie's trying to do, but no, but poor Starlight, she's drained herself. And I think it was somebody on Nerf Stranger X's channel on his video that figured it out, where it's like, yeah, her magic is tied to her emotions. So by pouring her anger into this bottle, she's also pouring her magic into it as well. So she's actually draining herself as well. She's trying to remove her anger. And so, but I think that in some ways kind of is true too. Is like when you bottle yourself, all these emotions up, you drain yourself emotionally, and you're just like, ugh. But it's to a sad point where it's like she can't even do magic anymore. It's like, I'd like to help you, Trixie, but there's no magic remains. I'm sorry. Oh dear. And kind of like, for some reason, reminds me kind of like through Princess Dreams of Magic Sheep. It's like she only gets all better when she basically takes all the anger and all the stuff back, and basically, you know, almost not quite the same thing, but sort of similar, sort of a thing. I don't know, but where it's like she takes all this emotion and all this stuff that she's trying to push away and accepts it back, and that's when she's like gets all strong again and like, rrr. And of course that was again the ultimate resolution, is that she has to accept this anger and, you know, deal with it. She can't just literally bottle it up and just pretend it's not there. That's just silly. That won't work. It's like, that'll never work. But I'm glad that it all worked out, and like, you know, it's like, that was a great way. It's like, I'll forgive you if you forgive me. How about that? Because, you know, Starlight Glimmer and Trixie both did things wrong. You know, I think Trixie's thinking, oh, don't worry, Starlight, it'll be fine. But of course, as we know, with Starlight Glimmer, it's like she's very anxious about just about everything. So yeah, she's freaking out about it. But, you know, like, Trixie's just like, oh, it'll be fine, don't worry. It's easy, again, that's easy for Starlight Glimmer to be angry because it makes it look like she doesn't care. But I think she probably does and all that, so maybe. Because, yeah, her behavior during the beginning of this episode was definitely very irritating, as it was meant to be. But I must admit, I did love that line towards the end where it's like, haven't you learned anything about using magic to solve your problems? Well, if we learned that, we'd have no fun. That's kind of the thing with this show, is that, you know, they try to use magic or some other kind of thing to solve their problems, and it obviously backfires. And you know, you could substitute magic for a lot of real world things. You know, in this case, you could just simply say just ignoring your anger and your feelings and how you feel and the problems, and that obviously won't work out any better than trying to literally bottle up your emotions in a bottle with stuff. So yeah, but I had an interesting counter argument or counter thought to that. It's like, well, what's the point of having magic if you can't use it to solve problems? Again, another line from Fraggle Rock is like, you know, magic is like medicine, the right pill for the right ill, and the right spell for the right problem. And I think the short answer is that, you know what, these kinds of problems cannot be solved by magic and all that. So, but still, that's an interesting thought. It's like, what's the point of having magic if you can't do anything with it? Yeah, overall, I liked this episode. It was kind of fun. I liked it. And definitely gave some of the other characters a chance to speak and talk and stuff. And, you know, we got to see Bulk Biceps again. I do have to say that Bulk Biceps has a great scream. It's like, ah! And he's got good aim, unfortunately. There could also be a sort of a side thing with, with the whole nut cart thing. You may have heard of this story before, but during the Battle of the Bulge, when the American troops were surrounded, they were given a chance to surrender. They sent back one word reply: nuts. And I don't know, it's like, I don't think it really has anything to do with this, but I did like it when he goes, ah! The nut cart is about to throw it at Trixie. Trixie yells, nuts! And then runs away. I thought that was kind of funny, but still, I'm sure it has nothing to do with that, but it was still an interesting thought nonetheless. So, overall, I liked this episode. I thought it was okay. Not great, but okay. And, certainly does have some fun, entertaining moments. And also, the main six learned when not to sing a song. No! Aww. But, you know, even though they didn't break the record, they still had a good time and all that, and I'm glad that worked out, because, yeah, it's like every time the main six try to do something fun or just have a break, something horrible goes wrong, and, yeah, so this is, like, the first time the main six, like, go on, like, a vacation and nothing went wrong. So, yay! It's about time! Yeah, so again, overall, I like this episode. It was okay. It's not the greatest. There are parts of me that are like, eh, or it makes me irritated. But overall, it's pretty good. I like it, so yo. One sort of last thing is that, yeah, this is definitely not a two-parter. These are just two episodes that just happen to be aired at the same weekend. I have a feeling it's a scheduling thing. I'm not sure what the reason is, but I'm pretty certain there is a reason that they want to air a certain number of episodes in a certain amount of time, so this episode is just simply the episode that follows the episode at the beginning, which, again, is not such necessarily bad, it's just a change of pace. It's just simply, you know, two episodes that aired on the same weekend, which I'm okay with. I think that's fine. So that is the end of my afterthought review of Bottled Up. As always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.